Hey everyone, my name's Al and this is going to be my first ever bake on this channel. I'm going to be doing raspberry frangipan and I can't wait. So let me show you guys the ingredients list. First thing you need is a pre-made pastry case. You can either have one of these, make yourself, which I'll show you in another video, or you can buy one from a shop. And then 85 grams of sugar, 85 grams of butter, 2 eggs, 55 grams of dried breadcrumbs or fresh breadcrumbs, whichever you prefer, around 40 grams of flaked almonds, 85 grams of ground almonds, and then you'll also need raspberry jam and almond extract. So first things first, we need to actually put the oven on 250 degrees. You don't want it too high because it will burn the ground almonds, sorry, the flaked almonds. So you just want it 150, maybe 140 if you like to go a little bit lower, still cook. So I've got my pastry base, so now we actually need to make the frangipan, so we're going to go over and show you this machine. So first things first, we need to add the butter with the sugar and cream it up. So I've got actually a kitchen machine here, a KitchenAid, so let's add that to it. Add this together, and then you need to actually cream it on the machine until it goes to like a nice palish colour. So there you go guys, just like a nice light cream to it, and then you actually want to add the eggs, but you want to add them slow, so you need to give them a little bit of a whisk up so it helps mix it together really, so give them a little bit of a mix up. And then you want to put it back onto the machine and cream it a little bit slower, and just add these now and again. I've actually got some plain flour as well to add on the side, so we'll add this and I'll show you when you add the plain flour, just so it doesn't split. You don't want to add too much though, otherwise it will start to become too solid. So you want to add the eggs just a little bit at a time, just to try and get them to mix in. You want to even mind if you whack it up a little bit. This is when you add the plain flour, just to stop it from splitting. You could even go for a different attachment if you wanted, like a creamery attachment. You just want to add a little bit of flour now and again, just to help it so it doesn't split. Okay, as you can see, it's looking quite nice. It might have been split for you, it did split for me, but it's no big deal. It does still do the same job, so you want to give it a little bit of a mix in. Get rid of all these little bit of butter and stuff. You get rid of that, and then you want to all add basically your ground almonds, your your breadcrumbs, and your almond extract. So we'll add the ground almonds, add the flaked almonds, and then you want to add maybe a cap full of almond extract, just to give it a nice bit of an almond taste really. So maybe even 3 caps. I'm going to go 3 caps on this because it is quite strong, but you do taste it and it is quite nice in a Raspberry Bakewell. So that goes in like that. Love the smell of almond. So we just give this a good mix in. Make sure you don't want to get any lumpy bits or anything. You want to give it a nice good mix in. You could even use dried fresh breadcrumbs. I mean, I'm using dried in this recipe, just because I feel like it gives it a little bit more texture, but you can use fresh. I mean, that's no big deal. You could get a bit of red and then blend it up in the blender or something, but just do this. This is a great way of doing it. Do it hand as well. You only use the machine just to cream the butter and the sugar really, just to get it perfect. So this is all good, nice and looking real nice now. I'm dead happy with this. Almond is smelling lovely. When you give that really good mix in, that's ready to go in the pastry case now. So now we're going to add the jam to the pastry case. Open this jam up, and you want to get some generous tablespoons in there and get it all around. It will take a little bit of mixing around, but more jam the better. So add all this jam into it, and now you just want to give it a good mix around. Get it all around the outsides of the tart case. And it's up to you, if you don't want to use raspberry jam, you could even use strawberry or even cherry. Works really well with maybe some cherries inside it. It's all down to your imagination really. Raspberry is just quite a normal traditional kind of Bakewell. I mean, I was even contemplating putting like raspberries in the jam. I mean, they go a bit squidgy, but you get a little bit more raspberry flavour out of it. So, but this way is just a traditional way. It's all down to your imagination. So we're just going to give this a good smoothing over, get all the raspberry jam everywhere. Might even need a few more bits of jam actually, you never know. But it does seem to plump up a bit after it's been cooked, so it will kind of thin itself out. But I think that's enough jam actually though guys, so we're going to leave it like that. That's all nice and raspberried up. Don't really worry about getting it right into the corners, it will kind of spread out on its own when it heats up. So now that's done, you want to add the frangipan mix to the bottom of the Bakewell. and give it a good spread around. You don't want to do it in one big clump because it'll be harder to spread, so you're doing nice little clumps around it. And I'm dead happy with this Bakewell mix, it seems really nice. Love the smell of almond, it worked really well with raspberry as well, so we're going to mix all this together. You don't want to try and mix the two together, you want to try and keep the two in different layers, so then it will look nice, and I think that's kind of the whole point about Bakewell Tart, it's a different layer kind of thing. And being on a nice pastry case should be really tasty. So that's good to go now, so we're going to mix those together. So you just want to make sure it's all nice and flat over the top. You don't try and collide the two, just try and spread it. It normally does work out on its own. There might be a bit of a jam overflow, but that's not a bad thing at all. It's getting more jam anywhere. It's really good. So let's all try and get this good stuff over here. And the frangipane will cook up and it will block out a bit of the jam, kind of like a mortar and bricks kind of thing. So let's just knock all this stuff together. Maybe even a bit too much jam, you never know though, it might even be, you don't want it too overpowering with either really, so whichever you prefer. If you prefer more frangipane, then whack more frangipane. If you prefer more jam, then like I do, then put loads of jam in it, and hopefully it'll be okay. Sure it will be though guys, so you whack all this together, and you want to try and get it all in the corners. You want to make sure the Bakewell frangipane mix spreads into these corners like mortar and bricks really. You want to get it all nice and even around everywhere. And the Bakewell, because it's dry breadcrumbs as well, they will seem to help you out a little bit instead of the fresh ones that might be a bit annoying to get around, so it'll be a bit softer. So that's looking nice and spread now. A few more holes to fill in. End of the day as well, if a bit of jam blips over the top, it's quite a nice, a little bit of a rustic thing to it. So you want to make sure it's all around the corners, even these little bits around here, try and get them in. Don't worry if your pastry case is a little bit fragile, it will seem to sort itself out a bit when the frangipane hits it. It's kind of like glue in that respect. So you want to get it all in these corners, make sure it's all nice. And then you want to get your finger, get some warm water on it, and just run your finger around the outside of the Bakewell just to try and smooth it off and try and plug up any holes. You want to smooth this over and get it all into the corners. Get it nicely blocked up. You see a little bit of jam now and then, but that's not a big deal. That's looking real nice. Next you want to add the flaked almonds just on top and then onto a baking tray and then in the oven. That's how simple this is. Obviously the pastry case takes you a little longer to do, but I will show you that in another video. Now it's up to you how many flaked almonds you really want to put on this. I like to do a lot, but not too many, if you know what I mean. Don't completely cover the thing, because then you won't see any of the frangipane, but you don't want to have quite a small amount, because it is supposed to be quite almondy. And you're supposed to be able to see a lot of flaked almonds and stuff, and the jam will blow up around it, so sometimes it even hides it if you put too much on. So I think about 40 grams is kind of how much you need. Quite happy with this though, so that's looking real good. So now we just put it straight into the oven on a baking tray. So that's ready to go in the oven now guys. We just need to whack it in the oven about 25 minutes to half an hour on 150. You can even turn it down if you wanted to. Just keep an eye on your flaked almond, you don't want to get it too hot. But as soon as I whack this in, we'll see what it comes like when it comes out then guys. Okay guys, we are back. I think it's ready to go now, so let's have a quick look. Yeah, this is looking real nice. I'm dead happy with this. Oh, flipping over the sides. Awesome. Awesome. I'm dead happy with that. That's going to be real nice. So there we go, it's got a really nice colour. I'm really happy with that. It's flipping all around the outside, so just put it on a cooling mat, ready for it to come out and get when it's slightly colder, and then we can slide out the thing and put it on a plate. But that is looking really nice. So there we go guys, my Raspberry Bakewell Tart. I'm dead happy with this. I love the colour on it, the flaked almonds, perfect colour as well. The raspberry blipping around all the outside is going to be really nice. I'm dead happy with that. So I think that's it then. So that's my Raspberry Bakewell Tart done. So thank you very much for watching, and if you did enjoy, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next bake.